Welcome back to the channel. We are here with an update notification. Typically, I don't make these kind of videos. I don't like to really do the news. I like to let other people do that. But this update is massive, and so we need to talk about it. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's go right to the most exciting thing. So right here, we have the Summoner Duel stuff. Don't care. We'll go back to that later. We'll check out that all later. Let's go down to the Divine Codes. Holy crap. We got Divine Codes 3 and IS came through. They gave us some of the most powerful skills in the game for free technically. You can technically earn these. It's insane. So let's go through all of them game by game and talk about what each one has for fodder, because there's some amazing fodder here. So let's start with the 3 houses route, and we have Casper. Not the biggest deal. He does have bonus doubler, which is nice, but not very many units use that. So not that big of a deal though. It's only 400. At 800, at only 800, we already have Winter Bernie. And if this was the unit, obviously, if you could grab Winter Bernie from this, that would be absolutely insane. Unfortunately, you can't, but you can get a merge if you want to. But for fodder, right? For fodder, Winter Bernie has attack speed solo 4, low speed res, and aroused attack speed, all at 800 codes. That's literally nothing. You could get that like in less than a month probably. Like the 400 and 800, it's probably around like a month maybe. Oh my gosh, that's so insane. That's so good. And it gets even better, right? Right after that, you get Fallen Dimitri. Fallen Dimitri, one of the premier sweeping units, right? At 1200 codes. And while you can add a merge like I'm going to, but if you don't want to, he has attack speed solo 4 as well, and odd temp is 3. So very good skills. I feel like Bernie has a little bit better skills though, so I'm kind of surprised they're not swapped, but I know that Dimitri is really popular, so that's probably why they put him at 1200. Next, we have Witch Rhea. Witch Rhea isn't even like, how old is she? 4 months maybe old? And she's already on the codes. And she comes with attack res unity, super insane, super exclusive skill, difficult to get. So that's amazing. And then she also comes with Dragon Wall. So like, oh my gosh, the fodder already is just bonkers good. It's blowing my mind. And then lastly, we have Gatekeeper. And if you don't know how I feel, I don't think Gatekeeper is that great of a unit. And I don't actually like his fodder all that much either. He has Close Reversal, which is like the improved close counter with the defense bonus on it. He has Harsh Command Plus. So, okay, cool. That's a rally. And then Joint Drive Defense. Not the best in my opinion. Honestly, if I was going down this route, which I probably will eventually, I'd probably stop at Witch Rhea. That would probably be where I stopped. I would just leave Gatekeeper there. But if you're a big Gatekeeper fan and you want to merge, 2,000 codes, or 6,000 codes, I guess, in total, to get a merge for Gatekeeper is insanely good. And I would definitely go for that if you're a big Gatekeeper fan. Next, we have the Awakening and Fates route. And the first one we have is New Year's Caden. There's not much here. There's a attack defense snag, which is like super situational. I don't think really anyone uses these skills, but if you're a Caden fan, that's a free merge, so that's always cool. Right after that though, we have Nyx, and Nyx has speed res solo 4. Not the best solo, to be honest. Typically you want some kind of like attack in that solo, attack speed solo, or like attack defense solo usually, but speed res solo 4 is still pretty solid, especially for a code unit. And then she comes with NFU. Oh my gosh, I've been running out of NFU so much lately. So many units just need that skill. And so being able to pick it up for 1200 codes is super solid. Next, we have Charlotte, and I love Charlotte. I don't like the actual character, don't misunderstand, but I like her fodder a lot. I've been able to pull one, and like the fodder is just ultra premium amazing. She comes with Swift Sparrow 3, Frenzy, and Times Pulse at the 1200 code mark. So that's 2400 codes you're spending, and you're getting 3 amazing skills. And on that fodder, right, you could get Times Pulse 3 and then Swift Sparrow 3, or you could get Frenzy and then Swift Sparrow 3. Like you can get 2 of the skills essentially pretty easily, which is just really, really, really solid. So if you want that Times Pulse that's there, for me personally, I'll probably go for Frenzy. I know that not many people like Frenzy, but I do think it's very good on specific types of units. Like I want to put it on my Raven who's +10, who's like super all in on life and death, and then he can just go in, survive that one hit with the speed-based damage reduction, and then he gets Desperation 2 essentially, which is super solid, lets him continue fighting afterwards. So super good. I'm super happy about that one. But then it gets better. We get Fallen Female Morgan. And Fallen Female Morgan has attack defense solo 4, dive bomb. Oh my gosh, dive bomb. That's so phenomenal. And then attack defense menace that like, oh my gosh, so good. So good. So if you've been trying to pick up dive bomb, maybe off Pirate Tiburn or off Fallen Female Morgan, now you have a chance to do that for not even that much codes, maybe a couple months of savings, and you can pick that up. And I will definitely be picking that up eventually because I want to put it on Alencia so she can do that quad build. Maybe Shershi if she gets a Resplendent. Okay, that's not where it ends though. So unlike Gatekeeper, we get Halloween Grima here. And this unit is exceptionally good, right? So if you have this unit, you can get a Merge, which is good. But if you don't have the unit, like I don't have the unit, he comes with Sturdy Stance 3, very, very solid for any kind of armor unit you're going to be using who is near saving, right? Then Slick Fighter. Slick Fighter, super premium, super difficult to get. It's like on Henriette, Dagnicia, and Robin, I believe. I think there might be one more, I'm not sure. Either way, super good. And then Near Save. Attack Res Near Save. So we are able to pick up a save skill from the codes. This is phenomenal. This is going to help out free-to-play players so much. It's going to make Ether raids really easy, obviously. But it's such a good gift. It's so amazing. While Divine Codes 2, I felt like were pretty solid too, but these Divine Code 3s, I feel like every single path has something good in it. So let's jump into the Path of Radiance, the Teleus banner, or Teleus route. And we have Vika here. Vika, once again, not too much. Speed Res Solo 3. For me, that's just going to be a Merge. But after that, we have Astrid. And Astrid's a new unit once again. Rally Attack Defense Plus. Speed Res Bond 4, kind of iffy. You don't really use that much. And then Attack Defense Ruse. So not the best fodder, but not the worst either. But next, you're going to go to Sephiron. And Sephiron is, oh my gosh, he's a game changer, right? When he came out, he was amazing. And that's because he has Odd Recovery 3. And now everyone's going to have the ability to pick up that skill for free through the Divine Codes. That is massive. And that's not even everything he has. He also has Attack Res Push 4, which is like decent, not too bad. But he also has Tana Baton, his inheritable staff. And that staff is actually insanely good for ARD because it gives out guard. It's a drive guard. You can put that onto your healer, and that will essentially make your team very, very difficult to Gale Force, which is a big deal. It's definitely a great staff to be able to just pick up for free. It's like I've wanted to inherit it before, and I just couldn't because auto recovery is just too valuable. Okay, next we have Volk. We have Volk at 1600. He's not even the final unit, which doesn't make sense to me, honestly, because I think he's a better final unit than Pirate Nysala is. But whatever, I'll take it, right? Volk has lethality. He's the only unit who has lethality. He has sturdy impact. He has no follow-up and times pulse. That's 4 insane inherits you can pick up for free from Divine Codes. Oh my gosh, that's just nuts. It blows my mind. Like, that alone might make this the best route for Divine Codes. Like, just that inherent. Like, that is such a game changer, account changer. Like, you can grab lethality and like sturdy impact. You can grab lethality and times pulse, like lethality NFU. There's so many options of what to pick up there. And it's just going to make whatever unit you give that to is going to become a monster. It's so good. And then lastly, we have Pirate Nysala, who has Attack Speed Solo 4, which is very common in these routes for some reason. And then Speed Defense Near Trace, which is super good, honestly, very good. And then Stall Play. Stall Play, I don't think it's good, but it didn't do what it was supposed to. I feel like Elamine is just a better version of Stall Play. And so I haven't really seen it anywhere, and that might be because it's, very difficult to obtain. But either way, I don't think it's that great. So I definitely think Volk is the star of this route, and definitely makes this possibly the best route to go down. Next, we have Blazing Binding Sacred Stones. We got Juno in the front. She has like a Love Bouquet, her weapon. It's like a decent weapon. And Attack Speed Form 3. Not much there. We have Louise. She has Rainbow. Rainbow's pretty good. It's like Speed and Defense -5 within 2 spaces. So that's pretty solid. She has a Rally Up with Rally Defense and Res. And then she has Attack Speed Ideal 4 at 800. Super good. Super solid. I know a lot of people don't like the Ideal skills. Personally, I like them more because I feel like I can easily control buffs over controlling debuffs, especially if you're not running like a debuffing kit, like running menaces or something like that. So that's massive. I think that's awesome. We also have Muriel in the normal pool. So you can pick up Attack Speed Ideal 3 from a Muriel and then have also, pick up some other stuff. You can pick up the rally or the Rainbow or whatever else you want. So that's very, very good. Next, we have Duessel. Duessel isn't that good of fodder in my opinion. He has Defense and Res Solo 4. No one wants that. No one's using that. Like, the only reason why you use that on Duessel is because he comes with it, and you're like, that's fine, whatever. But then he does have a little Attack Defense 3. Very solid, but not as good as the other units we've seen up to this point, right? For that 3rd spot. I feel like he could have been the 2nd spot easily. Next, we have Bridal Shanna, not Bridal Shannon. And she has Swift Sparrow 3. Decent, not bad. Attack Defense Far Trace, super good. And Attack Defense Rhine 3. So very solid. You can pick up Swift Sparrow 3 and then one of the 2 other skills as well. So pretty good fodder there. Definitely not competing with Volk though. And then lastly, we have baby La Rochelle. Her fodder isn't all that great. She has attack speed push 4, which is definitely solid, and speed res far trace, very solid as well. But I feel like she could have also been earlier in one of these routes. I don't feel like she really deserves to be the last unit in that route. Now, if I could pick her up as a unit and not fodder, then yeah, she would deserve to be there because she's an amazing unit. But as fodder, I feel like she's like a little bit less. I'm not really sure where I'd use that fodder, to be honest. Next, we have the Genealogy route with Lewin. Lewin comes with attack res solo 3 right off the bat. That's super solid for 400 codes. That's great. He also has infantry flash 3. No one uses that. Don't worry about that. That's whatever. Then we have Asbel at 800 codes. He comes with Fury 4 and Null Follow-Up. That is insanely good value. That is super, super good. I love that. I will definitely pick that up eventually. It won't be my first route probably. It might be actually because Henriette's at the end, but we'll get to that. Next we have Larce. Larce has speed defense solo 4. Not the best solo, but not bad. Frenzy once again. So we have 2 options of how to get Frenzy. Super good. I love that. And then also Joint Drive Attack, which is very, very solid. You can easily pick that up with Frenzy if you want to. Next we have Sarah. And I cannot believe they put Sarah on Divine Codes. She has Return Plus. That is the reposition heal. That is super, super good. That can make teams on defense. That is amazing. The fact that you don't have to fodder an actual Sarah anymore and you can get her from Divine Codes is so good. And the best part is she comes with more. She comes with attack speed push 4. She comes with Dazzling Staff. She comes with Joint Dive Res. So you could like pick up a Return Plus. You could pick up attack speed push 4 if you have some fodder, right? You could get from like Patrine, I think. And then you could also get Joint Drive Res. So you could get like most of her kit off of just Sarah. It's so good. And then lastly, we have Henriette. And Henriette is just amazing. The fact that we can get Far Save for free is a game changer for free-to-play players. It's going to let you save so many orbs. It is going to take a while to get 6,000 codes, but even so, just being able to work towards that is such a good feeling. And that's not all. She comes with AR Far Save. She has Slick Fighter. For some reason, if you don't want Far Save, she has Slick Fighter. She has Distant Defense 4, which you can pick up with Slick Fighter or AR Far Save. And then she also has Unity Blossom, which is her weapon. And that's also pretty good. Like, it's kind of hard to pick up with anything else, so you're not going to really see it that often. But it is a solid weapon. Okay. Last route. Heroes, Mysteries, and Shadow. So we have Berkut. And Berkut has Blue Dual Infantry 3. While this doesn't seem that great, right, because there's Blue Dual Infantry 4 now, this actually is amazing because it allows you to sacrifice a Marianne for Blue Dual Infantry 4 and actually get other skills. Because before, you had to just pretty much just sack a Marianne for that one skill. But now you can pick up Low Attack Res or Joint Drive Resistance while saccring your Marianne. So that's actually pretty solid for only 400 codes. Definitely good. He also has Distant Guard 3. That's okay, not bad. Next, we have Katarina. Katarina has attack speed solo 4, once again, very common in these codes for some reason. Chill defense and res, whatever. And then attack res Rhyme 3, very good. So it's a very solid pickup for only 800 codes. Next we have Zeke. Now Zeke has attack defense catch 4. It's good. You just have to find the units who want to use it. A lot of units are going to want to use the speed variant instead. So it's definitely solid. You just have to find the right unit to put it on. He also has a low attack defense 3, very good, and defense res menace. So he has a lot of options what you can choose from to pick up. So very good. Always good when you can pick up multiple skills from one unit. Next, we have Summer Freya. And I want this unit, but she just hasn't I just haven't had the chance to get her. I really don't have a reason to get her other than she's is hot, but it's not really the best reason to roll for a unit always. Though I think some people would argue with me. Anyway, she has attack speed solo 4 as well, because, we just need a ton of that. And then also Fatal Smoke, which is please don't give out. Why are you giving out Fatal Smoke for free? Don't do that. That's gross. That's disgusting. I don't want to have to deal with that. I hate that skill. Last, we have Brave Marth, and they put Brave Marth the last one. That's insane. He has Distant Pressure, which is the speed distant counter with the recoil damage. I'm not a big fan of it, but I know other people like it. I personally don't like it at all, and I would never use it pretty much unless there was a unit who could use that recoil damage for a positive reason. But typically that's not the same with tanks. He also has Spurn and Even Tempest. So very solid fodder. I don't think he's the best. I would probably go Henriette or Grima over him typically. Even Pirate Nystala probably over him as well. But if you are merging up Brave Marth, that's a free merge for 6,000 codes. And that is insane value. And I'm going to throw in a little jab here. You may have noticed that Brave Marianne and Brave Erica are not on these codes, but Gatekeeper and Marth are. And I think that kind of verifies my bias that Marianne and Erica are definitely the better units on that banner. Anyway, we have made it through the codes. Oh my gosh, there was so much to talk about there. Let's move on, and we will talk just a second about the Summoner Duels changes. So essentially now you can like search for replays by using the battle ID code. That's cool. You know what I mean? Like if you're making videos like I am, sometimes it's hard to find the replay. So just being able to copy down that battle ID and search for it later on is super cool. Definitely like that. The real news though is this. We got 2 new captain skills, and oh my gosh. So let's start with the weaker one, I think, Rallying Cry. So at start of turns 2 through 5, you get +6 to all stats to the captain and allies within 2 spaces of captain for 1 turn. This is actually very solid. It's super good. And the reason for that is one of the archetypes of Summoner Duels is like a super tank, right? You buff them up, you throw on double bonus doublers like via Legendary Eliwood or something like that, and you just buff the crap out of them. So now with this, you don't actually have to do that. I don't think it's like amazing because like it's not that hard to run buffs at the moment. So I don't think it's that amazing, but it is solid. It definitely has a niche you can use in Summoner Duels. Next, we have Flash of Steel. And Flash of Steel is not as strong as like Quick Draw, obviously, but it is very strong. So what this essentially does is if your captain initiates combat, they get to make a follow-up attack before the foe can counterattack. And that's kind of insane. That's like extremely powerful because you have to think, right? Like Bridal Catria is a very powerful force in Summoner Duels. And typically you aren't using her just to get quads off, right? It's not necessarily the power of the quad, it's the power of being able to attack twice in a row. Because what that does is it lets you hit that far save tank who's running Hardy Fighter, break the Hardy Fighter, and then hit them again at full power and kill them. So now Flash of Steel can do that while, you know, not having to run Bridal Catria. That's insane. And it's not even done with that. I think that's enough for a captain skill, but they were like, nah, we need more. So they put anti-guard into it. So now you can even, you know, ignore those special fighters. All those things that are going to deny your special, not anymore. Flash of Steel is going to be extremely strong. I could see you running this like on A-Tree or somebody else like that, who is going to just be able to blow people up. Who else could be this? This could be very good like on Ascended Joshua, even Yuri to an extent. Like, this is a powerful skill, definitely, absolutely. You just need to make sure that they can get that follow-up attack because it does not guarantee the follow-up attack. It just allows them to make the follow-up attack before they foe can counterattack. So you probably want like NFU there or a guaranteed auto attack or a guaranteed follow-up attack. Okay, so let's move on from there. I know not that many people are big fans of Summoner Duels, and let's move down to Legendary Azura. I don't know, it's like scrolling so fast. And this is good and bad. I'm going to explain the good part first, and then we'll get to the bad part right afterwards. So the good part, she has Grey Waves 2, and Grey Waves 2 has added Null Panic. Oh my god. One of the ways to deal with Legendary Azura is to run Panic, because you can just kind of deal with the buffs, right? But now they're going to have Null Panic. And where I think this is going to be exceptionally strong at is once again in Summoner Duels. You could run this with something like Brave Marth, who wants to sack super hard, and you could take away one of his major weaknesses, which is Panic. So I think this is exceptionally good. It's not so good where like, it's not broken good, right? Like I don't think it's going to be problematic for the most part, but it is definitely a good upgrade for Grey Waves. I think it's a fair upgrade for the most part. I'm glad that it doesn't affect literally everyone, because that would have been scary if it was like armored and cavalry as well. That could have been scary. So it's still just sticking to infantry and flying, which I think is fine. Next, we have attack speed push 4. I'm not a big fan of this. You don't really want your dancers attacking very often. So her having attack speed push 4, I guess it's just good for fodder if you're going to sack her off. I feel like they could have gave her something better. Like Blue Dual Flying Forward could have been better, I think, because it could have just like allowed her to help with the arena scoring, which would have been nice if you have extras of her. Next, we have the limited manuals, and unfortunately, these limited manuals aren't quite as good as the past one we've gotten. So we have Spring Fur. She has Harsh Command Plus, which is nice. You get that free Rally Plus for arena scoring. Attack Speed Solo 3, not bad. You can pick up both of those. That's pretty solid. And then Air Orders, not bad, not bad. So overall, Fur's pretty good. I wouldn't mind like using her. And then we have Spring Veronica, and she has G-Dual Flying 3 and Chill Res 3. I think this is actually pretty cool because it allows, once again, for you to get more fodder when you're going for that G-Dual Flying 4, right? So if you're sacking, I think it's a Valentine Indigo, you could pick up some extra skills along the way thanks to having this Veronica manual. So I think that's pretty cool. Next, oh wait, I forgot to talk about the bad part. Okay, let's go back up for a second. So the thing that is bad about this, right, is not Azura. The thing that is bad is that Azura is by herself. Why is Azura by herself? Let's look at the calendar real quick. So we're gonna bring up the calendar. So if we look at the remix calendar, we can see that for March we have Azura and Alm listed. So I assumed Legendary Alm was getting his remix. Like, why would he not get his remix? He's in March. There's nobody else in March. So what this means is that, unfortunately, it seems that just Azura by herself is getting her remix this month. We're not getting 2 units, which sucks. I think that's terrible. And I assume Alm will go to either like May, maybe, or September. I really hope it's not September, which he'll get when he'll get his remix and his refine. Not a big fan. I'm pretty disappointed about that, if I'm being completely honest. But I will have to live with it. I'm very not happy, to be honest, though. I was really looking forward to the Legendary Alm remix and refine. So let's look at these these refines. And as you can see, Azura is there. So she is getting that weapon refine, which is scary. We don't know what she's going to get. I don't think they'll copy Duo Azura's or Harmonic Azura's weapon. So they'll probably give her something different. And I am a bit scared that they might make something really, really toxic, but we will just have to wait and see. We also have Sue there. We have an actual healer. We have Mikoto, but she is 5-star locked, so it's not really breaking any kind of trend or anything. It'll be interesting to see what she gets, because she does come with Flash Plus. So if she gets a PRF Flash Plus, that might be pretty annoying to deal with. She is infantry though, so it's not the worst. Like, you're not going to see her everywhere probably, unless they like give her extra movement for some reason. So I'm not too worried about that. Then we also have Shigure, so he's going to get his preference weapon. That's cool. I'm sure there's lots of fans for Shigure. I don't really care, to be honest. Then we have Garen. Garen's there. He's our GHB unit. I'm glad we're just moving through, because that means we're getting closer to Nysala and Har, who I care about. And then lastly, we have Gunthra. So Gunthra has a weapon that, like, essentially it has like the minus all stats within an area. So I'm excited to see what they do with her, though she is quite limited in availability. So I'm not sure how much of an impact she can possibly have. So in all honesty, I really only expect Azura to impact anything in the meta from this refine update. But I might be wrong. You never know. Like, maybe these units come out with some insane refines, like Wallheart had or something like that, where they're just like really overtuned, and they might actually be able to do something. So we will have to wait and see. The last things we'll talk about really quick, some Ether Raids upgrades. So Dark Shrine's getting upgraded, Mjolnir Strike's getting upgraded, not a big deal. Reeve and Dean are getting added to the Heroic Grail pool, not a big deal. They're fixing Ishtar's weapon, which I didn't even know was broken. But the interesting thing I actually like right here. We will be increasing, or it will be easier to increase summoner support and ally support levels. This is massive for me, because I am a whale and I use Fate Pass, which means I have 5 summoner supports that I am constantly swapping out every single week. So this will save me a ton of time. So I'm very happy about that. I'm sure most people don't care, but for me, that is a big deal. Always nice to save some time. Okay, we have made it through the update. Oh my gosh, this update was massive. It was insane. And I think that, the refines are looking pretty solid. These manuals are looking decent. Azura's remix is looking good, but the real meat of this update is definitely the Divine Code 3 section. This is nuts. This is amazing. This is great for free-to-play players. This is great for all players, to be honest. I'm a whale, and I love getting free fodder from these paths, right? These paths are amazing, and this is some of the best fodder I could have asked for, so I'm so glad IS decided to not be frugal when it came to the codes, and they actually gave out amazing fodder and amazing units. So if you're merging any of these characters, now you can get a free merge, which is awesome. Okay, that's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe. Also, drop a comment telling me what you are most excited about. Are you excited for the refines? Are you excited for the remix for Azura? Or are you super excited for the new Divine Codes like I am? I'll catch everyone later with more Fire Emblem Heroes. See you then.